In this video, we're going to be talking about the Collisto protocol that was showcased at the 2020 Game Awards, and today we're going to be discussing about what can we expect from this game, as well as some mostly predictions that I might make, and that's pretty much it. Mostly just me talking about what can we expect from this game. Let's go on with the video. Hello everyone, and welcome to Envy Gaming. I'm your host, Envy, and today we are back with a little something different that I really wanted to try out due to the fact that mostly I'm just a big fan of Dead Space. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, but this is the Collisto Protocol, this isn't Dead Space. True, but the director who is running Striking Distance is by Glenn Schofield. Now, for those of you who do not know who Glenn Schofield is, he was the director who worked on the 3 Dead Spaces and Call of Duty. So he has a lot of experience, concept, and knowledge of the Dead Space universe. And because of that means we could be looking at a man who is making something new. Now, we all know, if you don't know for certainly, the company who worked on Dead Space, that company just broke apart in fragments. So let's start off with what Glenn has been up to. My guess is he's been hunting down anyone who worked at Dead Space, collecting anybody who worked on Dead Space or anything like that, and asking them to join his team. Of course, this is speculation, but I feel like that probably would make sense. I mean, you gotta admit, in order to make the cake, you need the people who know how to make the cake. But the problem is you're probably thinking, so it's Dead Space, why don't they just call it Dead Space 4? Well, the simple thing is, or maybe like Reboot. The simple thing is, again, EA still holds the rights. And this is an independent gaming company, so they had to start fresh. But if you do watch the gameplay trailer, you can clearly tell that there's a lot of Easter eggs and references, so we can clearly tell that this is going to be Dead Space, but it's not Dead Space. But it is Dead Space. It just has a different title on it. So I'm very much looking forward to that, because if you guys remember back, we were going to do a Dead Space gameplay. Unfortunately, for some strange reason, something happened when I changed my gamer tag, and it won't let me play it. Anyway, so, on to the speculation, and let's begin. So what can we expect exactly? Well, let's start off with the name, the Collisto Protocol. Well, let's start off with the word protocol, which is a system of rules that explain the current contact and procedures to be followed in a formatted situation, a plan for a scientific experiment, or for a medical treatment. Formulas, a document that describes the details and treatments and information agreement between countries, or something like that. The Collisto Protocol, it's a protocol, so that means there's procedures. And if you looked at like the end of the trailer, we had this guy, he's just observing on a camera what's going on. Clearly, there is something going on here. And I'll talk more about that. We could probably expect a Dead Space UI kind of like if you played the original Dead Space, it wasn't like something in the corners or anything. It was on the person itself. Its health bar, weapons, ammo, everything was displayed in a cool third person. So we could definitely expect a Dead Space like UI, which would be awesome. Another thing is just the Collisto environment. It starts off with the ship entering from the top, and clearly this place where we're going is definitely a prisoner mining facility, because that would make sense. So I can imagine it's going to be, the deeper we go, the more darker it gets, in a way. And because of that, since we're going deeper, why do we need to go deeper? And that's what I'm thinking is, again, this is probably a prisoner mining facility where the prisoners have to mine for ore and stuff, because it's just cheap and it's efficient and stuff, because this is the future. But I feel like as they're digging, they found something. I don't know what, but I feel like it's either A, going to be like a virus, an alien species, or maybe like a tower or something from Dead Space. Something that could allude to maybe like an ancient religion or something, or it could just be a mining facility / secret research facility for something that's going on that was made by humans. Regardless, we could be looking at another major conspiracy, religions, that kind of stuff. Something very strong from the original Dead Spaces. First, I'm just curious what it is and how does a person turn into whatever this is. And that also includes there are people who definitely want this, or they're trying to find a way. Either they want to weaponize this, make a religion out of this, something. Clearly another party is after this. This definitely could lead to like a decision making or something like that. As well as just these creatures that we're dealing with. Now I have searched across the countless things, and this is definitely original. I have never seen a creature with two jaws shaped like that. Another thing is how it attacks an individual. It may look like it vomited on it, but if you look at the camera, it clearly has some sort of tendrils wrapping around it, and it's not like converting it. It looks like it's trying to eat him. And so I'm thinking to myself, why? Do they need to eat for subsistence? Can only select people be infected? And that could really bring up some unique questions like, okay, how does it work? Because in Dead Space, if those towers were activated, any corpse could be resurrected and terraformed and mutated. And that's what I am curious about. But not only the only difficulties we're going to be dealing with is these creatures, we also have to deal with robots. Clearly these are security mech robots, so we could probably expect a generic, these robots will target anything that's human, you know, that kind of thing. But I am kind of curious if we can utilize the robots in more unique ways, such as using the robots for distraction, reprogramming them so we could have them as teammates, or we could use them, hack into them to remote control them to solve problems. I'm very curious by that, and I really hope that we're going to see a lot of unique robot action, but also they're not going to be like difficult to deal with. Like, I'm also not hoping for like a stealth kind of game from like Alien Isolation, which we have to hide from the synthetics, or else something's just going to happen. Another thing is like, back to like the alien of whatever these creatures are, is how do we take them down? Like, is it just traditional firearms, just bang, bang, bang? Or is it going to be something like Dead Space? What made Dead Space unique and away from the first-person shooter genre was, instead of, you know, shooting the person and taking them down, no, you had to shoot their limbs. By shooting their limbs, stop them in their tracks. And so I'm just curious, if this thing's like all wet biomass, I'm thinking, are we going to have to like use a flamethrower and burn it to stop it from like coming back? I'm just always curious about that, like, how are we going to take this down? And that brings me on to how they're going to introduce us. Like, I can imagine, like, in the beginning we have an assault rifle, and then it escalates into us using some sort of mining equipment, because this is probably going to be like a mining thing, and we could probably be using, like, mining tools in some way. That also brings me on to the iconic Dead Space armor. I'm gonna be real, if I ain't getting that armor, I am going to be mad. Specifically, I would like the armor from Dead Space 3. Dead Space 2, actually, because that was the best armor. It was just a fashion thing, but it was flexible, wasn't heavy, and you had free mobility. And while I'm on the top of this, can I please have the Devil's Horns, aka the Foam Finger? If you complete it on difficulty, because that's just awesome. And I think the final thing is, when it comes to this whole new protocol thing, is we can clearly tell this is definitely going to be like a new Dead Space, a new era for Dead Space, or something like that. There's going to be Easter eggs and stuff, but I really hope that this is going to be one of those incredible, incredible games that they are going to make. And I really, really, really hope that Striking Distance would make an incredible game. Also, if there are no awesome, gruesome death animations, I'm just going to be mad. Well, anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you would, please leave a like, subscribe, and most importantly, have a nice day.